All right. How's everybody doing? Good?
Okay.
Good. Okay. Well,
I just can't get over it, Brian. I'm sorry.
no, I
I
understand.
can't grab this. It's,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah, it's hard.
it's wearing me out.
And you have to watch out for your health.
Mm-hmm.
I'm as tough as nails. I'm just bad.
Well, no, you're not as tough as nails. You're up here, but everything below is not tough as this.
So, just so you all know, just got a notice this morning for any iPhone, iPad users. iOS 10.2 just came out today.
What does that mean?
That means that it's a new release in the software. I'm sure that there's some bug fixes. I didn't. That wasn't the primary reason for the update. It looks like the primary reason for the update, interestingly enough, I hadn't paid real close attention to it, but they're now releasing a TV app. Or when you download the update, you'll get a TV app. And so if you have other, and I'm sure the library will grow. It's not a very big library. I looked at it, but you can connect things like Hulu and the ABC app and the CBS app and the CW app and things like that, and then watch through the TV app instead of going to each individual app separately.
Oh, yeah, it's
So
combined.
yeah, so it kind of,
They're trying to be everybody's buddy.
yeah, it's kind of like the news app, where the news app aggregates information from CNN and the Huffington Post and the Wall Street Journal and the New Yorker and things like that. And so this TV app is now doing the same thing, except the only difference is that you have to download all the individual apps also, which is a little weird, but it makes sense. But at the same time, it is kind of odd. HBO Now, if you've got HBO Now, and Stars and Showtime, and let's see what else I can pull
Well, the
it
thing
up.
is, with that being said, and not to sound silly here, but didn't
Yep.
this finish having something to do with hacking and, or maybe I've got the wording wrong, but did they not just have a thing within the last month and a half or two in regards to where people were hacking into your appliances and then going backwards into your,
Yeah, they're called DDoS attacks.
okay. So do you want,
Distributed denial of service.
so does that mean that, I mean, with what you're saying and what the program, what you're saying there, is that the thing that you don't want to have that because then you've got stuff?
No. These are, most of those devices are, not all of them, but most of them are running Java, which is why Apple hates Java, is because it's easily hacked. So no, they're running things like if you've got a Roku or a smart TV, like this is a smart TV,
Yes.
and it's either got Java or, no, it probably has Java, some kind of modified Java client to make it a smart TV. Our copier has Java. That's how it works. Almost every single copier runs Java. And they use those. Your router has some kind of Java on it. I mean, when you download Java, it says in over 3 billion devices or 6 billion or whatever. I mean, pretty much everything uses Java to run. And so they use those devices to access the internet, and then they take control of part of it and attack a website or a service of some kind and crash it. So this is, no, aggregating, it would be like senior services downtown collect a whole bunch of resources from other organizations and then are a source that seniors can go to, and then instead of having to go to each individual place, they go to one place and then are helped by a whole bunch of different organizations. that's basically what like the news app and now this TV app does, is it says you're already using or these services. Why go to 10 different places to get it? Just come here. And so the TV app will allow you to get access if you have a Hulu account, if you've got a HBO and a Stars account and a CBS and NBC and Animal Planet. And so then you can all watch them on your phone or your tablet. And you'd be able to watch them anyway, but instead of, I'm watching, I don't know, Westworld is on HBO. I'm almost done with the season finale. Very interesting show. And then let's say I wanted to watch The Flash on the CW. I would then switch apps to go and do that. And I know that's not that tedious, but it takes time. Whereas this app, if I'm done watching Westworld, I can then just stay in the app and click on The Flash and watch the next episode of The Flash.
And but if somebody's broken into your TV, again, I'm kind of standing outside trying to figure out where I am, going outside. If somebody can get into your TV and load something malicious, does that not, when you click onto that, put your iPad to that or whatever, does that not automatically put it right into your iPad?
No.
That's what I meant.
Well, your iPad does not run Java for that very reason. So it won't. And this is going directly to the provider. So you're going directly to the CW. You're not going to your cable box, which does run Java.
Okay.
You're bypassing your box. It's all linked together through your account. So you're bypassing your box, which could potentially, and it's not there necessarily to harm you specifically. This malware that helps these hackers do DDoS attacks, the malware is there so that they can just access your device to be able to ping that website or that service to crash that service. So it's not really putting something on there that's going to destroy or steal your information. It's just there to take part of your device over so that it can then do that malicious thing.
Okay.
So this app will come with the update, like somehow news is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I found it. For some reason, Apple stuck it. I've got a folder of apps called multimedia because I was looking for it. I figured it'd be on the very last page, because it's a brand new install. And so I looked forever for it and I couldn't find it on any of my pages. It wasn't on the last page. It stuck it in my multimedia folder with my music and my YouTube and my Netflix and Pandora and all that.
So you've updated to 10.2.
I did, yeah.
I just checked for updates and didn't say I didn't have any. So maybe this is an old.
Did you get iOS 10 though?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm on iOS 8. I checked for updates.
Yeah.
Didn't say.
Well, then that must be the latest yours can get. Yeah.
Well, for this,
For the iPad, yeah.
Old,
Yeah.
Mine's got the 10 too here.
Yeah.
Settings.
Becca's old iPad, which we had just thought about, we looked at selling and realized we were going to get hardly anything for it. And so we actually turned it into Aubrey's iPad.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get iOS 10.
Okay, that's probably.
Yeah.
But your phone should probably.
So,
Settings.
but yeah, your phone should get it. If you've got a newer iPad, if you've gotten iOS 10, it will download 10.2 because it's just an incremental update. When you get to like next year, when we get to 11, then they'll probably knock off whatever is the last generation of phone and iPad potentially will get knocked off the list because the updates are just so resource intensive that, and even so, even then sometimes even Apple will say this oldest device that we didn't knock off the list is compatible, but sometimes it slows because they become more and more resource intensive. It could even slow that device down. So it's always safe to check online sources to see what people are saying or what tech companies are saying, whether or not it actually, because I didn't do that one time in my first iPad I upgraded, I think it was to iOS 8. Mm-hmm. And it went from peppy to a sloth. Mm-hmm. And you
Said
and
has
then
to
it loads.
update or not, it won't let you update yet. So. Yours is a 5, so it's old.
5's not that bad. Yeah.
If I forgot my code into my account for my iPad,
Yes.
and I know I asked you this before, but my brain doesn't work fast. How do I get a hold of Apple for them to send me my information?
Your iCloud password? You should just be able to go into like the App Store. I'm sure there's other ways, but this has always been the fastest way for me. Yep. And then you scroll all the way to the bottom and you click on your Apple ID.
Thinking,
Yep.
really thinking.
Yeah, so if you ever forget or need to change, that's always been the fastest for me. There's probably a way to do it in settings, but this has always been faster. So you scroll all the way to the bottom of the featured page and it has your Apple ID listed. And you click on that and it brings up a couple different options. And one of them is I forgot. And so you click on I forgot and it'll boot you out of the App Store to Safari to a website and you can go through the process of.
In other words, you're not the only person.
No.
Do you ever have an issue with the different devices not taking it equally?
Yes.
Because I know.
I need to go to the Apple Store. Speaking of that.
Because I can't get into the, my Apple ID doesn't work on my phone. It works everywhere else. It doesn't work on my phone.
It's the same username and password. I'm gonna sneeze. Eventually. It's there. But when I was on vacation in October, that's what it was. When I was on vacation in October, I told someone this story recently, and I couldn't remember why Beck and I determined why we got this email. So we were on vacation and got an email on my phone that our information had recently been updated with Apple. And I went, what? I didn't do anything. And so just in that moment of panic, I got online and reset my password through my phone. And ever since then, I've been having issues with this asking me, like if I pull up my contacts or my notes program or something, it is asking me for my password constantly. And before when I just set these all up, you enter it the one time, it realizes that I'm me through my iCloud account, and now it's asking me all the time on my phone, my Mac, and my Mac at home. And I'm sure
usually after an update of some kind.
No, it was all after I changed my password.
Oh, okay.
And so I need to go to the Apple Store in Tacoma and say, fix it, because it just keeps asking it. It shouldn't. I understand it asking me the first time because I had a new password, but now it's asking me on like individual programs.
Yeah, that's on my phone.
Yeah.
It works on the iPad and the computer, but it doesn't work on the phone.
Yeah. But I found out, Beck and I determined that what had been updated was that I ordered my watch, and it had, while we were on vacation, which I knew that there was a chance that it would happen, and so I had it sent here to the church, which was a new address that we hadn't used before. And I don't think it actually put it in the system to ship it there until it actually shipped, even though I ordered the watch 4 weeks earlier because it was back ordered because it was a brand new product. And so I don't think it actually put in the shipping address until it created the label to ship it here. And so that was the update to our profile, was we had a new
she got all the way through all the data. And it said, okay, here are 4 questions you must answer.
Yep.
Which phone numbers have you used in the past? Which address, which counties have you lived in the
Really
past?
checking her out.
They were pretty sophisticated questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had to think about the answers.
Yep.
Pretty,
Or it'll provide you with multiple choice.
yeah.
And one of them is the right answer of a previous address, and the other 3 are made up. Well, they're probably, they may be real addresses, but they're not none that you've lived at. Yeah. Yeah. Becca had to do that recently too. I forget what for. And she's like, how do they know that I live there?
We know a lot. We know.
And we've, I mean, from college until here, we basically moved at least once a year every year. And that was about 7-8 years. And I think we moved, it was 10 or 11 times in those 7 or 8 years. And it's like,
You remember all
I
the
do not
addresses?
remember all of those email or physical addresses. Becca does, bless her, but I cannot remember.
We have a Diane Myers
Yeah.
from church. When we moved, we had a PO box. When we took ours out there, she ended up with our PO box. There for a while, she was getting,
Brings your mail
she
to
was
church.
getting mail. Yes, she did. She brought something the other day. It was a flyer. But
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
remember one time, while I was working in Aberdeen, and the PO box I had, you get these flyers,
Mhm.
current resident
Yes.
or
Yeah.
so and so, and it was for a refund of some kind, And so I plugged it in. I got a call from the inspector, postal inspector over, because how come this person cashed this little, it wasn't a big check, it was a little check of some kind.
Yeah.
And once I had to go into the post office and make an appointment and talk to the guy once he understood I was the current resident. So it wasn't an
I really
issue.
am the
Up
current
till then,
Yep.
The rebate on
Mark sent an article to me. Was it the end of last week?
Yeah.
From Hood Canal Communications, that there's a new malware out there that is involved in cyber attacks, is spreading rapidly, and not many people know much about it other than it is slowing or halting your internet. And then the error message you get when you try to load a web page says no valid IP address configuration.
Is that if you have Hood Canal Communications?
No, they just released a report about it, letting their customers know.
But I haven't heard a peep since then. And I noticed that they've turned the comments off. So I'm wondering if maybe that was
False news.
false, yeah.
It might be. I mean, we've got lots of issues here, but we've had slow internet for the last week, including today.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, we do. And maybe they've just noticed it themselves. But yeah, and that's another huge issue. And I mean, obviously it started with the political race, but is spreading like wildfire right now is false news. And I tell you, I listen to tech podcasts, and one of them is called This Week in Tech, Twit. And they, the last couple weeks, have constantly been talking about false news and what Facebook's responsibility is to help, and people have different opinions. The host, Leo, thinks that they very much, Facebook is very much responsible and needs to needs to take strict action and fact check and do all this stuff. And other people don't think that it's their responsibility. And then some people are saying that they should filter out the obvious stuff.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, and where do you, and one of the things Leo pointed out was, what if someone posts on, let's say, Facebook, they are, oh my gosh, what's the word? Not agnostic. When you don't believe in God. Atheist, thank you. Agnostic was the only word coming to my mind. Say someone's atheist and they post something about, God doesn't exist, and, for them that's true, and for Christians that's not true. And so where do you filter that? And is that an opinion piece? And if something's not labeled an opinion piece, does it belong, when it is an opinion? And where do you draw the lines of what's opinion and what's
Satire.
Yeah.
When you
Yes.
intentionally invent the news.
Yeah.
Comedic effect.
Yeah. There was a couple years ago, there was some guy who did stand-up news reporting, but it was highly falsified. He was actually talking about it was partially true because he did take a trip to China to an Apple factory, but most of what the stories he told that, had that emotional response from those people listening to his stand-up news were false. And, so how much, what responsibility is there and how much of it is just meant to be, Yep. It's becoming a big
You wonder
issue.
where going into the future, and, I've thought a little bit about the false news. How do you control it?
Yep.
Really,
It's open. Just pull on the door. It's Brian. Yeah, it is, and we talked a couple weeks ago about those fact-checking websites. And so when they were talking about, when they had a big segment on this a couple weeks ago, they talked about, so maybe going to Snopes.com should be your first stop for news, not as an after effect of reading the news, so that they can, and the PolitiFact websites and all of that, go there first and find out what people are saying and what's real and what's false, and then go and read your news articles as you would and read it in light of that.
That'll do the fact checking.
Yeah.
Speaking of false reporting, I was reading in Reader's Digest about false reviews.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Amazon is riddled with it.
When you're buying something, really, it had things to look for when you're looking at reviews.
Yeah.
I'm good, thank you.
And I think, please. They talked about that on this podcast as well. I think it was a different episode, but yeah, Amazon is riddled with false reviews, people, buffing your own products and giving bad reviews of other people's products. Well, and there are people, and I've been reading that recently, and some people are responsible, and they say that I received this product free for a review, or I received this product at a discounted price for a review. I've seen a couple of those recently, but not everyone does do that. And it's a little interesting that it's almost always, even though they say, and I was given it free or I was given it discounted to give my honest opinion, and yet every time I've seen someone with that clause at the opening statement of their review on Amazon, it's almost always been a 4 or 5 star review.
That
And
was
so-
one of the things on the list.
Yeah.
For those type of things.
Yeah.
Given a free gift or something.
Yeah. And so it makes it really hard to figure out. And so I've gone to, when I see reviews and I see that it has a positive review, or if I'm looking for something like recently, I was looking for, I don't want to get one of those like the HTC Vive, which is a VR headset, but I want to get like a Google Cardboard style one. And so I found, Amazon's got 1 million of them. And so I was just hurting my head looking at them, and most of them having all great reviews. And so then I went to Google and typed in and found one that was on Amazon. And so then I haven't purchased it. I put it on my wish list. And so we'll see what that. But even that one had paid reviews basically.
And you can look at who's reviewing. Sometimes if there's multiple, that person has had multiple reviews, that means they're doing it intentionally.
Yep. Yeah. So it is. It's hard. And yeah. And Apple actually keeps an eye on that, and on the App Store, and there's a big controversy a couple of months ago.
Companies don't like it sometimes.
No.
Because they get bad reviews.
Yeah, but Apple has a whole review department that deals with that, and there was a company that had a legitimate product that got shut down by Apple because of multiple and repeated review fraud.
Bad reviews.
Well, no,
Good reviews.
fraud in reviews.
Yeah, okay.
And so, meaning that they were using a program that was posting reviews. You make the whole, hundreds or whatever of fake accounts, and then it
Right.
auto posts positive reviews for you.
It can randomly generate.
Yeah.
Actually.
And the guy posted, the company owner posted, we never were involved in this. We were never notified, and because Apple, gives you chances to correct your actions. And he said, I was never notified. And I think what the final result was, he actually used his license or ID or whatever it's called for the App Store for a family member to start up their own app. And it was that person
Oh, okay.
that was beefing their reviews. But because it was under the same company or account or whatever, the whole thing just got shut down. Everything that fell under that company. And
That's death.
yeah.
Turn online.
And so people were after it finally, because it was a very long process before, all of this twisted stuff came out about how it all happened. Because this was like the first time a reputable company had it happen to them. And so now people were madly scrambling to see if they had, ever given permission to their 13-year-old son or whatever, to make sure that they didn't get banned for
Every once in a while you'll see, and it could be false too, but they have verified.
Yeah.
They
Verified purchase.
purchase,
Yeah.
or maybe it's a hotel stay or something.
That actually, yeah. Yeah, and that's helpful. And, I think.
Although I've looked at hotel, stays and looked at the reviews, and usually a lot of times they'll respond, but it's a canned response, without, nobody really saying anything.
Yeah.
But too bad it wasn't good or whatever. That's all they say.
Yeah. And, there was and then you see the reviews that say, I normally never review anything,
Yeah.
but I just had to this time, and then give 5 stars.
That's a
And it's
clue
like-
right there.
Like, really? Oh my gosh.
That's a good
Am I
one.
so skeptical that I don't believe that, or is that just so unbelievable that it's really not true? So
And then they give a great big lengthy.
yeah. I've seen that in the Apple App Store, and I've seen it on Amazon's website. So it's hard. And I don't know, companies I'm not being paid enough, and I'm not smart enough to figure out what the answer to that is, but I know that they're trying to find answers to that and trying hard. So
What's Green Monday? Now we're on today's Green Monday. What's the difference between
Black Friday and Green Monday. It
Saturday
actually,
and Black Friday? And
and there's Giving Tuesday.
okay, but
What?
today is Green Monday.
and it was originally,
for Dell and some of them.
before it was Black Friday, they explained it on TV this morning.
Oh, okay.
And they said before there was Black Friday, it was always Green Monday was the original.
Oh,
Black Friday was the Green Monday was the original start of that stuff.
okay.
And then and I don't remember the rest of the story, how it jumped to Black Friday, but it was originally Green Monday
It was
for the big stores with the,
the low cost of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best
yeah.
deal.
yeah.
And then Cyber Monday came after Black Friday, and to carry it on, and now it runs the whole week. Black Friday deals through the whole week.
I don't know. Wikipedia simply says Green Monday is an online retail industry term similar to Cyber Monday. The term was coined by eBay to describe its best sales day in December. Maybe green for money.
Yeah.
Usually the second Monday in December. Yeah, you know, there's Black Friday, then there's Cyber Monday, and then now people have been doing Giving Tuesday, which is ways in which to find, you know, giving back. So
Charitable things.
yes, yeah, charitable. So like Kiva.org is a place where you can loan in $25 increments. You can loan money to people in third world countries, and then once they hit how much money they need to borrow, then it's funded for them, and then they slowly pay the loan back, and then you get your $25 back, assuming the investment pans out, and then you can then use that $25 to invest in someone else. And you know, it's different projects, and you know, they have a whole page so you get to read what the project is, and etc. So Kiva.org, it's a great organization. I know that there's some members in our congregation that participate in that, and there's others out there like that as well. So yeah, and I was reading, and I think someone else also just told me recently that people are not shopping as much on Black Friday because they know that, like this Green Monday and Cyber Monday, the deals are going to continue throughout the month, and so there's less people going out and fighting the crowds. Yeah, I went shopping recently, and it was 60% off the original price, and then the lady was like, "Do you have this coupon?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, I'll give it to you anyway." And it was like another 20% off. And so it's 80% off what I bought. And I was, I was really grateful for that. Probably wouldn't.
Did you see about the retailers being sued by the Justice Department for false advertising of discounts?
In the original price.
And it's Kohl's and Target, and I forget who the other, Macy's maybe. You know, they say it's original price $79.99, now 30% off. There's a law that says in order to make that claim, you have to have sold it at that price.
At the original price.
6 months or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. And these guys weren't. They never
sold it at that, you know, inflated price.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
gives you the
Or the MS.
MSRP,
RP.
manufacturer's suggested
I'm
retail
sucker for
price.
that, you know, 50% off.
Yeah.
All over it.
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Last year there was a huge buzz about it, but nothing actually came to, and maybe it's because it's taken a year, and maybe the Justice Department decided to watch another year's worth of sales happen and see if they do it again, and so they must have. And yeah, there were quite a few news reports last year about that happening, where you bump up the original price and then you take a percentage off, and people were saying you need to really pay attention to these Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday too.
Going out of business sales or.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that to one of those furniture companies, one of those big furniture companies very recently? Wasn't that?
Was it Levitt's or one of the big ones?
The really big one, didn't they just finish? Wasn't it some of the news maybe within the last couple of 3 months? It was something pertaining to exactly what you're saying, where it's been for sale for so long, it's the price they sell it at. It isn't a sale anymore, or something to that effect. It was the one that sells. What's the one that sells the rocking chairs, the recliner? That one.
Lazy Boy.
Lazy Boy.
Maybe that was it. I can't remember. They always have the mark down to $199 or $99 or something like that. It's on sale. But they go on that same price for since they opened the store.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I go just in general. I'll walk down Target's. I was on Target on Thursday, and not that this is price manipulation, but on the end caps they'll have clearance items.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you think clearance, and maybe this is just my own personal concept, and so I'm it's my own problem, but I see clearance and I think major discount.
Mhm.
And I walk up to the item and it's like 10% off
Yeah.
the original price, and they're trying to clear it out. And I don't know if maybe their idea of clearance means low stock, and so it's not worth having a whole display of one or two
they
items.
started
Or
at 10 and then,
Yeah.
May not carry it anymore.
yeah, but I'm like, if you have a regular sale, I guarantee this item's going to be more than 10% off. And so anyway,
Well, we ran into kind of a thing with, Outback was having a special and it came on our email.
it's been coming, you know.
Outback, and it would sound like a really good deal, it was steak and fries.
Steak and beer and fries for
Yeah.
$9.99, you
And
know.
it sounded like a good deal, so we took advantage of it. We
So we
went
drove over to Lithia on Wednesdays, you know, there's
It was just
walk
kind of a
down
night
there.
out for us,
yeah.
and found out that, oh, well, we're a franchise, and our
Yes.
manager does not
doesn't
Yeah.
apply.
honor that.
You know, so we had to pay $2 or $3 more
Yeah.
to get less.
They didn't, and
Yeah.
they didn't reduce it
They
down.
didn't
to help
honor
you.
it,
I was, now
other than the senior discount,
yeah, we got senior discount,
but yeah. it was
That's
kind of
10%. but
kind of
that's-
maddening, actually,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was unhappy about that.
so.
Yeah. The Denny's,
The
and
fine print.
I didn't realize until just this last week, I went to Denny's, and first time I ever saw on the door, it says that this establishment is independently owned and operated.
So they can
I didn't
set the
realize that.
prices any way they
Have their own
Yeah.
specials, their own menu, which,
Yeah.
I mean, for most part, it's the same, but if they want to do a different kind of menu, they could change
We
it.
run into that with senior discounts too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Chick-fil-A,
Mhm.
Tacoma,
Yeah.
they're a franchise, so they don't have to honor the Chick-fil-A senior discount.
Well, what
Yeah.
they do is they donate what they would discount to the military.
Or to,
Mhm.
to,
That's what she said, that's what she
Yeah.
told us.
Yes, if you go in there, because I've been there,
Okay.
and I give them my military ID, and they don't honor that neither.
Yeah.
They do not give you a discount.
but they supposedly give locally is what they
Wherever
say.
it goes, I walk out.
Yeah.
And that's the same as what's that, Iris, Tacoma, another place,
Oh.
exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
And I said, no, I'm a veteran, I'm a disabled veteran. You all need to give me my veteran discount. We don't have that.
Because they're right next to the base and they
They-
just
they-
be.
they be
That's right.
But the thing is, that's what they're supposed to be. They all advertise veteran, everybody does.
Mhm.
Well, not, I said that wrong, but
Most people,
Tacoma is a military
particularly,
town.
yeah.
And there's like 10, 15,000 people on the base. They make a killing of money on those people. Never mind 10% discount on a $25 meal, $2.50. That's not a regular profit.
We've been using Papa Murphy's online deal, and that works well.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
Take-home pizzas.
Mhm.
Yeah, It's.
Does that
they
actually
have-
work?
Oh, yeah, it works. And it works.
But isn't it the same price if you have a $2 off coupon?
I think it's cheaper. It's cheap enough to get Beth's attention, so she.
Yeah.
Especially, or you do it on Tuesday, well then,
Tuesday's the day.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's like
get a
$8
discount.
for a pizza.
Ah.
Yeah. And they have different specials, like last week it was their Baconator or whatever it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Excellent, $8.
Mhm.
Yeah, you buy a big one, you cut it in half, you don't raise them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So last week, we were talking about ways to stay safe while being at public Wi-Fi hotspots. And so we discussed a couple of different options out there. However, had I listened to my podcast, because it comes out on Sunday night, but I hadn't had time to listen to the whole thing yet. Had I, though, they were discussing this thing called Tiny Hardware Firewall, a VPN client. And it is this little USB device that you can plug into your computer. You have to pay an annual subscription, which is, it's not cheap, but it's not outrageous, especially if you spend a lot of time in public Wi-Fi hotspots. But basically what it does is it encrypts all of your data for you.
What was the name of that again?
It's tinyhardwarefirewall.com. So look up at the screen, you can see the right up there.
Oh,
The actual device is cheap. I think it's just under $100 for the annual subscription, which you have to have. But it is, where are the prices? Buy it. There we go. No, I will. Yeah, so for just $30, I think it says. Yeah. So for just the little USB one, it's $30. And then you can buy one that has you can buy this, which will provide if you plug in via Ethernet. This is basically a pass-through, so you plug it into there, and then you plug the other end into your computer, I believe. But anyway, you just get this little keychain one, and it basically encrypts everything for you. So the second you log into that Starbucks or McDonald's Wi-Fi, and you have that plugged in, you don't have to start a program up or anything. You just have that USB device plugged in, and it will encrypt everything that you do. So like I said, $30, looks like it's $30 for the device, and
maybe this is a different one. It must be Tiny Personal Firewall on CNET.
yeah, I'm sure there's other ones. This is just the one that was mentioned.
But this one, these are, a lot of 1 stars. Horrible. So it must be a different one.
Yeah, Tiny Personal. This is Tiny Hardware Firewall.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, so $91.25 for an annual subscription to the VPN service, and VPN is what encrypts everything. So it'd be $91.25 annually, and then $30 at checkout. But I think you actually, if I read this right, and I may have read it wrong, but I think you get the first year free with the purchase of the product.
And when would you use that?
Again, so if you're traveling and you're staying in a hotel,
Okay, so it would scramble it.
yeah. So that's probably the best example, because at Starbucks, you probably not going to do online banking at Starbucks or McDonald's. But if you're traveling and your credit card gets the credit card company halts your credit card because you forgot to call and tell them that you were going on a trip, then you could take care of all of that online, or you can call them. But if you did and you wanted to take care of it online, then this would be the best way to, you just plug this little device in, and it scrambles it so that any potential hacker is not going to see you logging into your bank or your credit card.
Review on PC Magazine on it. $65 Pro. Says the VPN service is expensive.
Yeah. Always, $91.25. Each THF comes with an annual subscription, which makes it sound like you get 1 year for free. Maybe I'm not reading that right.
And you use it for 4 devices, but you're probably going to use one at a time.
Yeah. So doesn't that sound right? Each THF comes with an annual VPN subscription. Doesn't that make it sound like you get 1 year free? So you get your first year free, and then you pay, shipping is free. And then if you want just that tiny little USB keychain model, then it's $30. So anyway, for those, and I'll probably mention it again because I know some other people were asking last week that aren't here this week. Bob, and I know that
There's 4 different sizes. It goes from $55 up to $90.
Oh, for the subscription?
For the size of the unit, I think.
Oh, okay.
Different. They're named after generals: Napoleon, Belarus, Subtel, Subutal, and Alexander.
This one is Napoleon for the keychain. Then
That's the cheapest.
Yi Sun Shin is the one external with an antenna, and well, I guess it's just two different versions of the Yishu Shin, which is antenna and non-antenna models. So anyway, if you're interested and you think the price is right and worth the annual subscription, it'd be interesting. I know it'd probably pose some problems, but it'd be interesting to be able to, if there was a way to do a VPN subscription on like a use basage, you know.
Although in the PC magazine, it talked, I cringed at the price since most VPN services tend to be around $50 or so with an annual subscription. Norton Hotspot Privacy was one that they're saying is about the same price, and
Yeah.
you get a lot more for your money.
Yeah. Well, like my Avast, that's not Avast. That is. My Avast actually comes with VPN. It doesn't, like, it's not here it is. VPN secure line. I have to activate it. So I don't know what the price is, but it comes with the program. So there's different, I'm not going to do that right now.
But then you would seem like that'd be a lot quicker. You just plug it in and plug
Yeah.
it go. Whereas
Well, this would be, I would just have to click on the program to activate the VPN. So it's, and it would just be built into my, of course, Avast for Mac is free, so I don't actually get charged for that.
PC magazine usually has a good review.
But
What is a Mac?
it's an antivirus program, and for the Mac, I think because Macs are less, which we've discussed at length before, aren't as high target for malware. You can't buy Avast for a Mac. They just, what you get is what you get. It's that VPN part that you would pay a subscription service for. So there are those options, as well as you could probably buy a software program as well. Or you can buy this little device that plugs in. So there's options out there, and if it's, if it is a concern, if you do lots of traveling and are on open networks, then it's worth a consideration.
How would you rate the security of that vis-a-vis password protecting your hotspot?
I don't know that I have an educated answer to that.
I mean, that's probably more secure,
Yeah,
but this is cheaper.
that's cheaper and readily accessible, and someone would need your password. So I would think that would be secure enough. But if you're looking for complete anonymity, this would be the way to go. Because basically, you can look on the, where was it? Oh, what a hacker sees. And basically it shows these things are all asterisked out, and so you can't really see anything. They don't know anything about you at all. But I don't know how that compares to, they probably wouldn't be able to see you anyway because you're on your own personal network, so to speak, unless they hack into it. So, but I thought it'd be good to bring up more options. Yeah.
You look at the name, Tiny Hardware Firewall. You wonder if they designed the name around, the TFX or whatever, or THF.
Yeah.
Is kind of a catchy thing, and you wonder if they modified the name to come up with a.
Yep.
And it's called marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the little tiny hard. Yeah. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they spend or pay someone a decent amount of money to come up with those kinds of ideas.
$100,000.
I know. I called fireplace company today. So our gas fireplace isn't working, which it's not a huge deal because we've got central, but we like it. And then we can turn the heat down the rest of the house if we're just hanging out in the living room. Anyway, it's not working. It's like $100 think the lady told me it was $141.10
Service call.
just to come to our house.
Mhm.
And they'll do general
Yeah.
stuff.
While they're there.
But while they're there, but if there's any kind of part that needs to be ordered,
Is this Olympia?
Yeah.
Try Olympic Heating and Cooling.
okay.
Their service guy knows how to fix those things.
Okay. Because this was the company that our previous owners had used, and so that's why we went there.
You know what's wrong?
Nope.
It may be your igniter or something.
Well, the pilot light was
Still on.
on,
Okay.
and it wasn't working. And then
Well, of course, it has all kinds of safety devices in there.
yeah,
It doesn't want
And
to
then-
work if there's a problem.
and that's what I told the lady on the phone was then. So it wasn't working. So then there's this little troubleshooting card underneath where all the gas hoses are. And so I flipped that over and was looking at it, and I was doing what it told me to do. And during that process, the pilot light went out, and now it won't come back on. So that's when we just left it alone about months and months ago, probably
So,
last March. Anyway.
Who did you phone?
There's several.
Fireplace and Spa is what it's
Olympic
called,
Fireplace and Spa.
probably.
Have you phoned Jim's Heating and Air? Local?
No, because that's who our previous owners had used. So we thought
Oh,
they've got everything in the system, and we didn't realize anyway. But so we might look and we might cancel because they actually can't come out until the 27th, I believe. Yeah, they're booked. She said we're booked solid for. It's that time of year, and
Amazon, you can get a lot cheaper. $24. No, that's for, I clicked on they had a link.
yeah.
Of course, none of them are the same. They're
Oh, the firewalls.
the firewall.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of things, on one of these Facebook groups, Mason County Facebook groups, somebody was looking for computer repair services. And, they got 20 different answers, most of them in Olympia, but the thing that I noted was that Hood Canal telephone communications
Mm-hmm.
will repair computers.
Oh, okay.
They said they do an excellent job. Their tech department will take them. Which I didn't know.
It's good to
I
know.
think PC is more than it is.
Yeah.
Even so,
That's good to know.
yeah,
That's really
very
helpful.
good outfit.
Yeah, they've always been really helpful.
The owner used to come to Faith,
I heard that.
Purcell.
Yeah.
Or the family,
Mm-hmm.
his mother, I think when after 95, his mother died, I think, and moved to Olympia or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any last minute questions?
Once again, work the pricing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure so the Apple TV, the only other thing I saw on there is that they added, so I don't know if we talked about this, it probably not, because it just seemed kind of weird, but apparently every year there's like an emoji board that meets, like worldwide emoji board. Did I mention this before? Anyway, and they're and I don't know who came up with this number, but they're allowed to approve only so many, like 24 or something like that, 25 emojis a year. And so they were approved a couple months ago. And so I think this update says that they added new emojis. And so I'm wondering if it's those 25 that were approved through this International Emoji Committee. So you get new emojis. I saw one of them is a clown. Which I don't know how much I would use.
One
a
of the
clown,
new
but
gimmicks this year, I think, on sales, I got this. It's like the All-Star, it's a auto plug-in that'll do everything for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Good
What?
stuff.
Well, it's a little chip you plug into your, basically plugs into